The universe isn't just out there, it's interacting with you. Claim your power by embracing the unknown. This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, and I'm here to ignite your curiosity. Don't just listen, embrace it. I realize that I am in the sanctuary phase of my life. There were so many years where I was in the sacrifice era. I was a wife, I was a mother, I had a corporate job, and my daily life revolved around sacrifice. As the wife and the mother, there's always this focus on everyone else. Is everyone else taken care of? What do I need to do? What does everyone else need? When are the doctor's appointments? What night is practice? So we have to have dinner before practice, and what time do we need to leave, and where do we need to go? And there was always this schedule that was based on everyone else. And what does everyone else need? And then when you have a boss and you have commitments, you're always trying to fit into a role and a responsibility. I will admit, when I first entered into this next phase, when I was no longer married, when the kids were older and didn't need the same amount of attention, there was this uneasy feeling when I suddenly had my life back. I didn't have to look at the calendar in my phone to see who needed to be where and what they needed and when did we need to go. Is everybody okay? Do you need lunch money? Do you need money for activities? What shoes do you need for sports? I mean, it was a whole big period of life where the daily word was sacrifice. And those decades were just completely devoted to putting everybody else's needs higher on the list. But now that I have entered into this sanctuary phase of my life, I have completely crossed over. I don't have to schedule my day around someone else's needs. I'm in this coasting period. Like, I'm just in this really sweet spot. And I have forgotten that I am in this really sweet spot. And then I witness people in my network who are in relationships, and I see firsthand the sacrifices that are being made. I don't know, it's just this weird feeling of like, oh my God, I don't think I could ever go back to that again. Like, it's not happening. Like, I'm probably not the best person. If you've got something with your relationship, I'm probably not the best person to come talk to about it because I'm in my sanctuary period. Like, I am not negotiating this stuff anymore. Now, it wasn't easy at first to transition from sacrifice to sanctuary because, again, there were all these thoughts like, I'm not needed, nobody needs me. What is my value? And that was a big one. When your whole identity and your value is based on giving and overgiving and being the nurturer and the provider, like when that role and responsibility is gone, there's a whole identity crisis that happens. And there were a couple of years where I remember really struggling, especially after the divorce and when the kids were not with me. It was this like looking around wondering, what am I supposed to do now? Like, I've been this person, I've been in this role of giving and overgiving, and there was really no time left for me to really focus on myself and who I was and what I wanted and what I needed. But once I settled into this sanctuary period, little by little, I let go of that sacrifice identity. And now it is, and I don't even know that I can really describe it, what it's like to be in this phase of my life, to just have me on the list. And I know that there are people in my life who will never get to this phase. Like, a lot of people are completely committed to being in a sacrifice state of mind. I went up to my parents and we were talking through something that was happening. It's kind of just, it's certainly amazing that two people have been together for 6 decades. And there are parts of me where I completely appreciate that aspect, that they have been committed to each other and this life that they have been building and have been living. So, part of me does get sentimental about just having two people who are committed and devoted. For the most part, there are a lot of relationships that I have witnessed where one person in particular is doing the majority of the giving. And obviously I'm projecting my own situation, but sometimes it's still hard for me to witness that and see it, because it is sometimes such a thankless role to be in. And I get transported back, and I remember back to my own situation of just like, sometimes you give and it's never enough, and the person is never happy and they never say thank you. And you can give everything that you have today, and then they wake up the next day and you're starting over again. And it's a whole new day and a whole new set of, I need these things, and this person is fulfilling that role. And so as I was witnessing my own family in this interesting dynamic, it's like, I can't imagine being back in that situation now. In my dating life, post-divorce, there have been short relationships where the men that were in my life leaned towards a woman who was going to fall back into that nurturing role. That for all of the discussions that there are about progressives and both people participating in a relationship, there's still a lot of single men that I cross paths with, maybe not for everybody, but I do, that still want this traditional role for the woman. That she's gonna cook his food and do his laundry and take care of it. And it's like, no, I'm not signing up for that again. And maybe that's why there's some men out there that don't want women exposed to progressive ideologies and beliefs and practices, because once we get over to this, like, a lot of us aren't going back. We're staying in the sanctuary. We're staying in our own house. We've got our house plants. We've got our candles that smell good. We've got soft blankets. We've got good food, trashy shows on, funny shows. We're not giving this up. So as I was witnessing a couple that's been married for 6 decades last night try to work through a situation together, and I just remember at the end when I was getting ready to leave how thankful I am to be living in my sanctuary phase. And I'm going to say it again, probably never, ever going back to sacrifice. Thank you for listening to this episode of Tracy Talks. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe, and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. Friends can find Tracy Talks available on iTunes, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at More Tracy Talks. And until next time, we meet again.